Now, 6.
Oh, wow. Okay.
6 Eastern.
I was just
Hey,
showing.
guys.
Yeah, it's like 4 a.m. for him right now.
Oh, God, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, welcome to the VeriCoin Hangout. And we're joined today with SoCal from IRC and Joel Bosch from IRC and Twitter, and a special guest for today, Josh from the Blackcoin Foundation. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I do international public relations.
Cool. Yeah, we're happy to have you. I mean, I think our coins are close enough, and we love Blackcoin. I know a lot of Blackcoiners don't love VeriCoin, but that's not a big deal. No, not everyone needs to love every coin. But so we're gonna talk today about some of the new stuff we're working on, and we're gonna answer some questions. A bunch of questions were asked in IRC that Will was nice enough to write up for us. So anyway, I guess let's get started. Does anyone have anything to say first of all?
No.
All right, so I guess I'll show some really interesting things that we're working on, and please don't share these things too much because they're not ready yet. But first, I'm going to pull out my phone, so you can see I have an Android phone, and I'm going to show you a preview of the VeriCoin Android app. This is very cool. So the way it works is there's VeriCoin wallet, as you can see. You can open it up, get into the wallet, and let's see. Still a little bit buggy, which is why we haven't released it yet. But we're hoping to get a beta out to some testers early this week, and hopefully everyone will be able to run it through the test, make sure it works all right. Yeah, it already crashed once, so give me a minute. So Doug, you've been playing around with it, right?
Yeah, I actually have the newer version.
Oh, you do? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of it? You want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah. I'll show my phone in a second. It's simple. It does the job. It's not going to be staking. It's not going to earn interest. We do have in the pipeline. We're going to be working on one that stakes, but it's to some extent a complicated task to have a light wallet that stakes. But basically, it's just gonna be a simple way to use your VeriCoin. One of the cool things is you can do Veribit transactions on it. So you can on the fly buy something with Bitcoin right in the wallet, so that's gonna be convenient. Here, let me pull it up. See if you guys can see it.
Yeah, it looks like it's not going to work right now, unfortunately, because the API is being reset or something. So, yeah, sorry guys. You saw some previews online, and you guys can take a look. Let us know what you think. Let's see. Oh, it should be back up. Is it working, Doug?
Yeah, I'm getting it right now. Hold on one second.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'll show you the next thing while Doug checks this out. Let's see. How do I do screen share? Okay. So the first thing I want to show you guys is a little preview of what the new wallet may look like. And let's see.
I also have the VeriCoin app here. Again, it's simple, but it works, and you can generate new addresses, the usual things. Look at your transactions, which I haven't done yet because I'm yet to test out the send and receive function. But we're basically the bones are here and it's working. So it's just a matter of getting the kinks out, and then we'll be releasing it. Big thanks to Unic on IRC for tackling it. It's a whole different task to develop for mobile devices. So his work was really appreciated.
Yeah, so we have iOS version and Windows Phone 8 version in the works. We don't know when those are going to be ready. Android's going to be first. But anyway, here's a preview of the new VeriCoin website. And this is not going to be up until we're in Chicago, but just so you see what it looks like, it's going to be gorgeous. And it's really going to help us get the word out to regular people. This is why you should be using VeriCoin. So we're going to talk about Verifund, VeriSend, VeriSMS, network staking.
And one of the things that I think Blackcoin has done well is to have nice, essentially getting started intros on their website, and that's something that we have lacked. And we're getting more and more questions about like what are the basics of how to use these things, and
so these aren't us, by the way. These pictures are not us. But you can see it's going to feature a lot of stuff. Sorry, keep going on, Doug.
Oh yeah, so so one of the key things we're going to have on there is basically getting started. Where you get an overview of what the coin is, what POS is, how to use the wallet. It's very similar to how to use the Blackcoin wallet, and similar to many other wallets as well. This is a mock-up of the new design of the wallet, which will incorporate the design features of I don't know if you can see it, but it'll incorporate the design features of the website basically, and the logo. And
yeah, let me take over just so they can see the wallet. So this uses a flat UI, similar to how the iOS and the new Android are looking. You can see it's really nice and simple, and it looks really clean. It's not going to look exactly like this, but it will look pretty close, where you'll have the transactions listed with nice simple grays and black. The buttons will be flat. You'll have these tabs at the top that are flat. But it's basically just going to look like a really pretty version of the current wallet. Something you don't have to be ashamed of having open on your desktop and stuff. But it's going to be basically the whole rebranding is going really nicely, and we're really excited to have something we can share with the community. The community can be proud of. It won't have to look like any old wallet. The website won't have to look like this generic web page that we have now. And we're really pushing. The whole goal of VeriCoin for us is to make VeriCoin something that everyone can use, not just crypto. We're not aiming for, we're not trying to take market share from Litecoin or from Blackcoin or from Darkcoin or any of those. We're trying to make VeriCoin accessible, and that's why we're working on Veribit, VeriSMS. We're working on a great website. Everything is going to be really, really nice, and sort of that's the focus, because we want this to be something that anyone can use, not just people that are already into crypto, but people that have never even heard of crypto before. And that's one of the big things we're going to talk about when we're in Chicago at the North American Bitcoin Conference, taking crypto to the masses. And the starting point for that is to really have something accessible that people can look at. And we're really going to be pushing hard. We've been working with some community members in the Latin community, and we're talking to some companies in Africa and South America, and we're really trying to get the growing economies interested in this, because cryptocurrency is one of the things that is probably more stable than their country's economy, which is kind of scary. But we think these are the places that are going to benefit from crypto, and yeah, it would be cool if people in America and people in Europe and stuff are all about it, but the real point is to get everyone interested, and everyone to have something that has utility, that they can buy stuff without having to pay crazy fees on, and basically just allow it to be something that anyone can get. So
yeah, and an interesting point in that regard, as Pat was talking about, is by incorporating Veribit into the wallet, we make it very easy for anyone to purchase something with cryptocurrency from many different locations, all the Bitcoin locations, in addition to any of the we have a few at this point exclusive VeriCoin merchants. Excuse me. And so we're trying to make it easy to use VeriCoin, and one of the things that we're trying to do is not end up in the same box as oftentimes many alternate coins end up in, and it becomes a bit of a quagmire. And that is depending on a few large investors to purchase the coin and increase the value. And then essentially being in a relationship with them where they have some control, because they could kill the price if they're not happy. So one of the things that we're trying to do is, by reaching as many people as possible that aren't in crypto, as well as people who are in crypto, just by sheer numbers, we can decentralize the marketplace by having many, many more people purchasing VeriCoin in their wallet easily with, like, as the VeriCoin tweeted before, and I put it on Facebook, a simple buy now button that will connect to a fiat exchange, so that literally, your cousin can be like, oh, what is this thing? And you could be like, oh, just go to the website, download the wallet, and just click buy now, and you can buy it. You can get VeriCoin. You can earn interest on it. You can hold it. You can pay for anything. Use it to pay for anything that accepts Bitcoin. Very seamless, very easy, very accessible. And this way we can increase the number of people using VeriCoin. For instance, we would rather have 100,000 people invest $1 in VeriCoin than one person invest $100,000. And this way, actually, the blockchain is more secure. It's harder to get to 51% control. The decentralization of the social structure and the community of VeriCoin is intact. And and this way, we as the developers can just move the coin forward, move the technology forward, be there for the community, work with the community to reach out to people, and we don't have to make deals and all these other things that are typically the case in all business ventures. But at the same time, cryptocurrency offers us the opportunity to not necessarily go that route. And that's why we're trying to maximize the ability to not go that route. And that's one of our key principles. So getting as many people in as possible from outside crypto is actually essential.
Hey, we got some people asking, what exactly is going to be the process for using fiat to buy VeriCoin through the wallet?
I was just going to cover that. So, okay. As you guys know, we've been working with Moolah. And Moolah is a great company, but sometimes they are a little ambitious. And what happened last week was we have everything working where we can buy fiat using fiat with Moolah, but unfortunately Moolah didn't turn on their system yet. So we couldn't release a wallet that doesn't work. Now, fortunately, Moolah is about ready. I think Alex, who's the owner of Moolah, went on vacation. And you'll be back on Monday. So you might even be up in a few hours. And then we have a special version of their site ready that's going to go into the wallet and will allow people that have already made accounts with Moolah to start buying and selling using fiat currency. And that includes using credit cards. Now, we're not handling the credit cards. Some people, like Bryce, for example, was talking about maybe it's not a good idea to have these developers handle credit card information, which is true. So we're just going to have a portal that goes straight through Moolah. And actually another company is setting up their system too this upcoming week. So we'll have two options for fiat currency purchasing. Not only that, but Moolah is selling cards now that you can buy at some big retailers. I think they're working on getting Walmart as one of them, where you can purchase these cards. Prepaid credit cards, but eventually be able to purchase a Moolah card. And then rather than having to verify your address and all that stuff online, you can enter this prepaid card number in, and then you can trade it for VeriCoin. So you don't have to worry about sending in a scan of your license and all that stuff. In addition, by this time next week, there will be 15 different people in the world that have ATMs that can handle fiat to VeriCoin, and that's really exciting. I'm getting mine next week. It sounds like I'm going to try to bring it to Chicago, show everyone. But we're really moving forward with getting it out in the open. And so the whole fiat thing, we don't know the process exactly because it's not out yet. But the way it's looking is you're going to have an account at moolah.io. You're going to have to verify who you are to cash out, and you're just because of regulations in the United States anyway. I don't know about elsewhere in the world, but you will be able to, it looks like, pay by credit card like we originally expected. And, assuming things go well on their end, we'll have it up early this week, hopefully. But, we expect it to be no later than the end of this week. But it's really, it's not up to us. I wish we could flip a switch, but unfortunately, Doug, Dave, and I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to become a registered money controller in the U.S., so we have to depend a little bit on some other companies. But we do have some meetings at the North American Bitcoin conference with some other companies. Going to be talking to a relative of mine who's at Coinbase. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully we'll be able to get VeriCoin out there to everywhere. By the way, welcome, Dave.
Yeah, I was hoping people got that reference. Mr. Anderson, we've been waiting for you.
Too much Matrix, man. All right, anyone want to say anything else?
Well, just updates of people. I'll be placing the order for the coins tomorrow or Tuesday, so those will be getting minted up pretty soon. We'll start getting minted next week, and it'll be a 6-week minting process, so should not be too much longer before we get them. As far as the VeriCoin stickers go, I've recently learned that they don't make metal sticker, thin metal stickers in a circular format, so it can go with either metal foil, which is not going to be quite as durable, or a mylar laminate, which is going to be completely weatherproof and a lot more durable, but probably won't look quite as well as the metallic foil stickers. So that's still something I need to work on. That's it for me. I know that we got Josh with us that was going to speak to you, Pat, about some of the stuff that's apparently been going around, supposedly.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Is that something we should talk about on the Hangout or elsewhere, or what?
I think it was just more as a show of good faith between the two teams, the Blackcoin team and the VeriCoin team, as at least at the top levels, that there's no animosity between us. As you were saying earlier, some Blackcoin holders really don't like VeriCoin, and I know from what I've seen in IRC and everything, some VeriCoin holders really don't like Blackcoin, but that's not the case up here at the top level.
Honestly, I think I need to stop. One thing that triggered my animosity for a short amount of time was we released Veribit, and some Blackcoin holder who's apparently one of the developers of Blackbit came over and started criticizing our system, saying that he could denial of service attack it. But actually, what happens is we have a system where if an IP tries to do something too frequently, we just block them from doing stuff. He's going and saying it's insecure, and then he can dump the whole wallet. Well, Dave, why don't you tell them how much of the wallet they've dumped? I think it's 0, and I think we've actually have like 100 VeriCoin profit or something.
Yeah, it's been effectively 0. The only downside is before I closed the window a little bit more, till I tightened it up, they generated a bunch of new addresses, which does nothing. I mean, I now have a couple more VeriCoin addresses than I used to, but in the scheme
so
of
basically. Everything that guy said was pure FUD, and then they go and post on the Blackbit website, I don't know exactly what it says, but it says something about how it's far better than VeriCoin with open source. Well, as far as I know, it hasn't been released. The source code has not been released to anyone. And the guy goes and says Windows servers are super insecure. Well, we have a freaking a Microsoft developer running the system. He knows a little bit about Windows security. I don't think it's something to worry about. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. I have no idea why we are being attacked by people that were working on a clone of our system, but it doesn't make any sense to me. And as someone who's at least a partial representative of a Blackcoin project, it's really not very professional for them to go and attack something. We're not even trying to compete with each other in that regard. It's
to us it was kind of like a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing, because none of us really knew about it. It was more so just a private investor into Blackcoin that was really just did it, but for us, we did not know about it until it was released and all that other stuff. But it was for us, we wouldn't have told anyone to create something like that in the sense that makes sense. Um, but like it goes back to like the whole thing of like community members will do whatever community members do, and there's absolutely no way of having
Right.
control over types of things.
Yeah, and
So
I'll
No,
comment.
I understand.
I'll comment
I
on
think
that a little bit.
sure.
Uh, I'll just say that I think this applies to any altcoin and the community. You the beauty of it is that anyone can join. Anyone can have free speech. Anyone can be a shareholder of a coin. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that every investor in a coin is looking out for the best interest of the coin. It doesn't mean that they're going to have a positive impact on the coin necessarily, and that doesn't also necessarily mean anything about the developers or the people who are moving the coin forward directly. So I think one thing to note, and this applies to any coin, um, is there will be promoters, there will be big and small, there will be loud and quiet. But regarding VeriCoin, we're going to be here, we're going to be working, moving the coin forward regardless. And so I would urge anyone in any coin community to think along these lines. Go to the devs, go to the team that's leading the coin, and see what they represent, because that's ultimately what it's about. And there's always going to be people, third parties on the sidelines saying this or that. It could be positive, it could be negative, but it usually doesn't represent the team.
exactly. Not only that, too, it goes back to like the open source nature of everything.
Right.
And not only that, like it's each coin like sure there's representative heads and the people that push the coin in certain directions, but it's absolutely impossible to like take something that is such a community effort and pretty much direct underneath your wing and force people to do, oh hey, like that's a bad idea, why are you doing that? And it's the beauty of the open source
Right.
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true. There have been people this week that people have been freaking out about having, talking about VeriCoin and stuff, and people are, why are you letting this guy on? We're not letting anyone on. Anyone in the world can go buy VeriCoin. It's really cool that that's possible, and anyone can go on and say, we're going to promote VeriCoin, and that's fine too. Who are we to say you can't say something? This is as open as it gets. So the only thing I can say is there's three people that have control over the development of the primary fork of VeriCoin, and that's Dave, that's Doug, and that's I. So these are the three people that control the VeriCoin.info site. We're the people that released the wallet from the official VeriCoin GitHub. There's no one else that can control that. No one can buy in and say, I want you to make these changes to the code. I don't know if you guys have seen, but there were people that tried to pull code into the source code that would have given them somewhere around 1,000% interest rate per year, and we blocked it. So we've been very vigilant about it, and no one's gonna mess up the coin. We're still on our mission. We're still gonna get things done, and no matter who's promoting or not promoting or saying sell or saying buy, it doesn't matter, because if you believe in the three of us, you're gonna be fine. We're trying to push the coin to the next level, to be not just a coin, but be something that everyone has, that everyone uses to buy their gas and goes to buy their milk and eggs and stuff. We want VeriCoin to be something that's universal, not just a coin.
And I'll just make a quick note in that regard about Veribit. One of the interesting things about it is that at the end of the day, if you have a coin and you want to spend it on something, if you went directly, you would go to your local currency, your cash, your checking account or whatever the case may be, and you would buy, pizza or a sofa or whatever the case may be. And ultimately, what you're doing there is you're selling the coin. We basically took the approach with Veribit that if people are using the coin to purchase things and they're doing it in Bitcoin, they have access to many, many more vendors, and they can very easily purchase things with VeriCoin that would otherwise take years for us to develop merchant relationships with. It would take years for us to develop those kinds of relationships. as it has for Bitcoin. So what's interesting is we're hoping that in addition to bringing in new users that aren't in crypto, in addition, as well as people who are in crypto, that in conjunction with, people being able to spend their VeriCoin as opposed to waiting for a peak in value and dumping some large percentage of their coin because it's the most profitable thing to do at any given moment, although in the long term it may not be. We're trying to basically incentivize usage of the coin. And this, and at the end of the day, what this can do is it can spread necessary sells. I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to use the coin for purchasing stuff, you're going to have to sell it. So if those sales are occurring, are sprinkling into your week, for this or for that, for pizza or for a chair or something, that's much better. It's much better for the value of VeriCoin. It's much more convenient for the users. So there's a key aspect to the Veribit technology that we think is going to actually help maintain value stability over time, as well as increase the number of users. I'm done.
So some people are asking about PR, and that's a good question. Actually, we're writing up this weekend. I'm writing up the first press release with Bristol PR, and I already actually just got an email back from them just a few minutes ago asking where we want it to be sent out to. So we're pushing this out to. We're not really looking to push it to the crypto community. We're looking to push this to the finance community and to the developing world community, because we think that's where it's going to be the most effective. We're going to talk about VeriSMS, how there have been several transactions now sending over $100 worth of coin for essentially no fee across oceans, which we think is really, really cool. And we're going to talk about Veribit, how VeriCoin is the first coin that directly in the wallet you can, and soon in the mobile wallet you can have your VeriCoin, and it doesn't matter if you don't have Bitcoin because you can buy stuff that requires Bitcoin. And we think these are going to be the things that are really going to help get the word out to the mass media. Companies. I spoke with someone on the phone at Forbes magazine. We're talking to someone at Bloomberg soon. Big groups, and ones that we think are really going to help push VeriCoin into the minds of people that watch regular news, not crypto news. And that's really who we're targeting. So we're really excited for that. And we're going to be working with Bristol over this upcoming week to get that out there and try to get some big writers and big reporters to talk about VeriCoin. Anyone have anything else to say about that?
Yeah, and I'll just say one more thing that we gave a sneak peek to over the weekend is we're trying to figure out the best way to do it, but we're trying to utilize our SMS service where basically you can connect from the wallet to the SMS VeriCoin gateway system, so that you can send from your computer VeriCoin to a phone number. And we're trying to find the best balance of security and decentralization for this process, and we're really taking it one step at a time. But it's something that we think could be very important, because essentially, if you go, if someone can use email, if they can use an email client, they can download a VeriCoin wallet. They can input a phone number and push send. It's basically the same thing. But to a lot of people, a long make like this weird thing that they have to copy and paste, and it's just not intuitive to them, and they don't understand what's going on. So we're trying to devise a simple and efficient way to connect the wallet in securely and ideally with as much decentralization as we possibly can to the SMS gateway system. But that's going to be a more long-running project to make sure we get it right. But we think at the same time, if someone downloads the wallet, can buy VeriCoin by clicking the buy button, can send VeriCoin by putting in a phone number, and then say someone's grandma in a village in Kenya can receive VeriCoin on an SMS basic phone, and then send it on. We could really make moves around the world.
I know some people are asking a lot of questions about updates for the multi-pool, mostly about stats and all that kind of stuff, estimated payout, that kind of stuff. Apparently, it's causing a big issue. I know I field questions about that all the time.
Yeah, I think a lot of the problem with that, actually, pretty much every question we have about the pool is someone mining with a really low hash rate. A hash rate that is, earns maybe 10 cents a day worth of coin, and it probably doesn't make any financial sense for those people to be mining because they're probably wasting energy. They're using more than 10 cents of energy to earn 10 cents of coin. But the only thing we can say is right now we're working on the new pool, but it's not our top priority, and it's kind of unfortunate. But the pool works really, really well right now. There's no problems that everyone's getting the right payout, so we can make it more beautiful. But it's either we work on projects that help get the world involved with VeriCoin, or we help the people that are mining and making good money and stuff be able to see how much money they're earning, a little bit more accurately. And I don't think, personally, I don't think it's something that's worth our primary focus right now. Not to say we're not working on it. It's just something that is just not a top focus right now of ours. And I'm sorry to those of you mining on the multi-pool, but if you watch your payouts, you'll see you're earning almost every day, you're earning more than you'd be earning if you were mining Bitcoin and then buying VeriCoin.
Yeah, I've noticed that, and at first it was a little confusing as a miner myself, because use those stats to kind of try and help calculate profit margins and whatnot. And but like I said, that's a question that keeps getting fielded is when are the updates coming? So I figured I should just bring that to your guys' attention.
Yeah, we know everyone wants it, and we're working on it. So sorry we don't have more for you about that, but it's just if people stop mining in the multi-pool and watch how long their payouts come for, it can go up to 4 or 5 days, and you have to make sure you're including that in your profit calculations. But in my experience, it is significantly more profitable than mining for another coin like a trade my bit and then trading, unless you're mining a coin that's brand new, like IPO miner or something, and selling it off.
Yeah.
That's not to say it's better than Blackpool, for example, Blackcoin pool. I mined there a long time ago, and that was pretty good too. So I'm not saying it's the best, but it's better than general place mining Bitcoin and then trading and paying the different fees.
All right. With the Blackcoin pool, obviously went through like the first few iterations from the first version. More so trying to find a good niche in between, what is good, what is wrong, because when they first started, it was completely experimental and new at the time.
So Doug and I were mining on that, and remember waiting sometimes days for payouts. So.
Yeah, there was a couple of that. Again, it goes back to the whole it's a new thing and new system, and pretty much had to recreate everything in the back end. And it goes back to the beauty of open source, because now there's better versions coming out, and a lot more people are doing it and expanding upon it. It's fantastic, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the latest version was awesome. So if we can get closer to
really nice,
then we'd be pretty happy. So anyway, someone's asking about what the PR firm's going to be doing. They have a lot of contacts with mass media, and they have really good contacts to the Latin community, and they're one of our big focuses. One of the big issues, as you know, a lot of people come here from Central America and Mexico and the Caribbean, and they work basically to just make money for their families, and they send a massive amount of money using Western Union back to their homes. And they're a very hard target market because I don't speak Spanish at all. I could say uno, dos, tres, and that's pretty much it. I don't know about Doug or Dave, but I don't think they're very fluent in Spanish. But Bristol is really, really good at getting the word out to those communities. And these are the types of people we want to really benefit. These people are basically paying a few percent of their earnings away in fees to send money back. And those few percent could make the lives of their families much better at home. it's basically just a tax on them. Anything they're sending back is a tax. And if we can get rid of that, I think it would really help a lot of the people that need something like this. And Bristol is very well versed in this. Not only that, but Bristol has really good connections with some of the top tech companies, the top tech journalists, and some of the top general journalists in various newspapers and magazines and stuff. And we're really hoping that we can get in Wired and pretty much all the top tech journals and the top regular news media. As you guys know, we're working with the Kaiser Report, getting us trying to find a time for Doug and I to head over to their studio in New York, and hopefully you'll be able to see us on TV soon. I think it's not too ubiquitous in the U.S. unless you have some special cable packages, but I know there's some over-the-air broadcasters that host Russia Today, which is the channel it's on. But we're really hoping to get the Russia and the part of the world that again could use good money transfer systems to find out about this and take advantage of the fact that you can send massive amount of money really quickly, very, very cheaply, through the airwaves, essentially. So there's really not much more to talk about with PR besides the fact that we're getting our first press release out, and that's going to help get us in the news this upcoming week. So I guess I'll go. There's a list compiled by Will of questions for us. So the first question is about the North American Bitcoin Conference. What is your guys' schedule, and do you have any notable meetings or upcoming partnerships that we can discuss? Yeah, we're not going to disclose our schedule, but we're meeting with companies that have booths, including BitPay and some. I think Doug has some contacts with some Bitcoin donation sites and stuff like that. I don't know exactly, but some of the big guys in the Bitcoin world, and we're going to be talking to them about integrating something, even if they don't want to integrate VeriCoin directly, allowing basically advertising to their users so they can use Veribit to basically use their systems as they do now.
Yeah, we've been looking into what kind of organizations we could have as a potential primary philanthropy or organization that we work with and we suggest people donate to, that's transparent, decentralized, obviously takes cryptocurrency. One of the ones we're looking at and we're pretty impressed by is BitGive. So we think that the Veribit technology actually offers us the ability to collaborate with the Bitcoin community in a unique way, because what we're doing is essentially we're not going straight into competition with Bitcoin. We're actually developing a symbiotic structure with them, a relationship with the Bitcoin community, because we can access their resources, and Bitcoin is purchased in the process of using Veribit. If people have to essentially sell their VeriCoin anyway to use it, then we can benefit from the Bitcoin community and the Bitcoin network, and we can strengthen Bitcoin and at the same time develop unique partnerships that otherwise are difficult because of the to some extent competitive structures. So we're actually we're getting together a list of organizations and companies, that we want to communicate directly with. We've already begun that to some extent, but we're not going to go too deep into that. It'll be better to give you more information about that after the conference.
Okay, so the next question is, what speaker vendor are you most excited to see? Well, we sort of mentioned that already. BitPay, BitGive, Coinbase, we're really excited to be talking to. Who had the best after party last year? I don't know because I wasn't there, and Doug wasn't there, and Dave wasn't there, so hopefully we'll find out this year, but we've actually committed ourselves to getting a lot of coffee and beer with people who donated to help us get there. So hopefully we'll have time to go to some of those events, but we're really looking forward to talking with a developer who's working on Veribank, and the ideas sound awesome. Everything Coinbase came out with last week, it sounds better than that, so I think you guys will all be very surprised when Veribank is done. So next, wallet. What are the good and bad points, if there are any, to network stake-dependent interest? Well, I don't see anything bad about it. You're getting an incentive to stake your coins, and that incentive helps you keep the network alive by having your client open and preventing people with a smaller number of coins at 51% of the staking coins. So I don't really see any drawbacks to that. Doug, you know any problem with network stake-dependent interest?
No, I think I think it's very solid, actually. I think I think that can be evidenced by the amount of staking taking place. So I mean, since we established ourselves to some extent in cryptocurrency, we have had anywhere from 30 to 50% of the coin staked at any given time, which is pretty significant. And so we think that essentially it's a feedback loop. It's a feedback loop of incentivizing.
I think we lost Doug.
I think we lost Doug too. I guess just to continue, yeah, it's basically an incentive to keep the network stable, and I don't think we have any problem with that. Right now, let's see, what's the current network stake rate? Anyone have it handy? See, 11.4 million. So 11.4 million out of 27 million is a pretty darn large chunk, especially considering after you stake, you can't stake for another 8.3 hours at a minimum. So I think we're doing pretty well with that. I don't see any drawbacks. Next question: any update with working with Hive to add VeriCoin to their platform? Yeah, I sent them the API information. I think they're working on it right now. So hopefully we'll be on Hive very shortly. They needed a block explorer API. So now that they have that, let's cross some fingers. So another user asked, what mobile platforms are you're currently planning on? Do you have any proposed release dates? Well, we're already beta testing the Android wallet, as Doug showed you, and as I've tweeted some screenshots. We're really excited about it. There's another Android wallet being worked on that is going to have staking enabled, but that's probably going to take a little bit longer. There's some problems with basically it takes up a huge amount of memory, and it runs your battery life down pretty fast. I don't know if anyone's played with the Blackcoin wallet for Android, but it's really not very battery friendly, and that's something we're also working on. We don't want to release something early that's going to make it so you can't use your phone for more than an hour a day, and also make it so you can't store any music or photos on it. So we're working on a way to use the top of the blocks, just the block hashes for blocks that don't have any information about your coins, and to save a lot of space, and maybe do some infrequent polling where it won't stake all the time, but it'll stake every hour, every 2 hours, something like that, optionally. But that's something that would be nice, but we don't see it as important as having just something available for Android, which is why we're releasing this new basic, simple Android app first. We're hoping to send it out to our donors to Chicago first, and then we'll roll it out to a public release. And as I said before, we're working on Windows Phone 8 and iOS. We're considering BlackBerry, but it turns out everyone just mocked when I said that on Twitter. So I don't know if anyone actually uses BlackBerry anymore. If anyone uses BlackBerry, let me know, and we'll think about it. But it might just be a waste of our time.
Actually, the South Africans love BlackBerry. My friend tells me about them all the time.
Oh yeah? Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we should update them to 2014. But yeah, I mean that's a good idea for sure.
Ouch.
Okay. Veribit. Should there be an open ledger for better transparency on the Veribit service volume, including fee distribution, rates, etc., and are the profits to be distributed back to the Verifund? I don't think this is necessary. No one needs to use Veribit. No one's forced to use Veribit. It's something that we're running and we're using to basically just fund the service. The fees are all going into Veribit right now, and they're all making it so we can handle more than a single Bitcoin. And once we have enough, we're only making one VeriCoin per send, which is, it's going to require thousands of Veribit transactions to add another Bitcoin to be able to be sent at a time. So I don't really think it's necessary. We don't really want to have, transparency is great and everything, but it's something that's so niche and not everyone's using it, and it's not required, that we don't really feel like, I think, that we have to talk about things besides the rates. I mean, the rates are posted on the site, and and the distribution's posted on the site. So I don't think it's something that we need to really discuss very much more. Okay. The coin is mentioned as being part of a grander vision and plan. We sort of mentioned that earlier. We want VeriCoin to not just be, the next Bitcoin or the next Litecoin or whatever. We want it to be the next thing people use to move money around. So we're not looking at crypto. We're looking at the world. We're looking at a way for people to move money around for free. We're looking at a way for people to move money around instantly without having to go to a bank. And we really want to grow it into something that can replace something maybe like Amazon Payments or PayPal or Google Wallet rather than Bitcoin. We don't even really consider those coins other cryptocurrencies competitors because most of them don't have an elaborate vision to be able to use it anywhere. And do you guys have any comments on that, Doug or Dave? All right, so it sounds like everyone wants VeriCoin to be the next thing instead of the next cryptocurrency. And that's what we're really working towards. The next question is, what can we do, and by we, I guess the community is meant here, to help improve VeriCoin? Well, there are some really helpful members. Bruno, for example, has been making really great images. SureStrike on Twitter has been recording videos of how to use Veribit, which has been awesome. He helped fund a bounty to get people to make videos of them using Veribit. Unfortunately, no one's doing it for some reason. Free 20 VeriCoin doesn't make any sense to me. But just keep posting about it. Keep showing examples of it being used and how it can change the world. And everyone that comes on spreading untruths, I guess, about VeriCoin, about how something's broken or something doesn't work. And if you know that's not the case, help clear it up. If people are asking questions about the pool, tell them about our optimal buying algorithm and how the payouts persist over a few days. And basically just help the developers not have to answer so many simple questions. Help make cool images of VeriCoin, help make memes, help get the word of VeriCoin out there, because that's really what we need now. 99.9% of the world has no idea what VeriCoin is yet. And that's the people we need you to help us find.
Yeah, and I would just add one thing. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, regarding in the last couple of days, especially, there's been a number of negative posts on the forum, and I would just remind everyone, and this actually goes for all coin communities. If there's a number of negative posts on the forum, what's really happening is it's not that someone thinks your coin is nothing, because if they really thought it was nothing, it was worthless or it was junk, which is basically what the implication is, then they actually wouldn't even waste their time to come on our forum and post anything. So what it actually means is that they think it's something, and maybe they support a different coin and they're using destructive tactics. But remind yourself that actually to look deeper into what's happening. And it actually, to some extent, ironically enough, counterintuitively, is a sign of success. It means that people are seeing the coin, they're seeing it as potentially a competitor for the coin that they're invested in, and they're using unfortunate tactics. We, as a principle, do not do that. We do not condone any negativity about other coins. If it happens, it could be a community member that has gone off the beaten path, but we don't want anyone in our community to use any destructive tactics against any other coin, because it's just not beneficial. We need the cryptocurrency community needs to work together to improve the image of cryptocurrency for us all to succeed in improving the world.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, I just saw someone post on the VeriCoin Facebook that you can now use VeriCoin to buy goods on auction at the site unbreakablecoinauctions.com. So I've never been there. Pretty cool. Anyway, anyone have any last words to share with everyone?
Actually, I was just going to add on to what Doug said, that my internet kind of froze for a second there. It's kind of going back to like investors that could go into the coins and stuff. Like people are posting on the forums and stuff, all the FUD and whatnot. A lot of serious investors, they look past that and they just want to see exactly like how everything's running. And who's the team behind it, then they'll invest into it. A serious investor will look beyond all that FUD. So I don't think it's really a big thing. What else was I going to say about that? Sorry, I just kind of lost my train of thought with that.
That's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So, if you guys are here, it's very unlikely we're going to have a 5,000% gain again in just a couple of days. But we're here to make this coin something different than all the other coins. And if you guys believe in us, then you're going to be fine. If you're looking at the prices all the time, I remember when Jackson Palmer made a site that all it said was 1 Doge equals 1 Doge. That's sort of what it is. Doug posted a lot himself, which I think is kind of funny because I don't necessarily think that way. But if you're always looking at prices and saying, why is VeriCoin not going up 50% today like it was before, you're probably going to be disappointed because it's impossible for something to be sustainable at that rate. Now, what you're going to see in VeriCoin is something where we're going to slowly move off of these initial investors that are in to get rich, to make a lot of coin quick, and we're going to start to see people that actually care and actually believe about the coin. People that are going to help turn it into help the developers help us turn it into something that's going to take over other things, not just other crypto, but other ways of moving money around. And that's really where the market cap is going to be positioned. We're not trying to take Litecoin's market cap down or anything like that. We're going to try to get people that have no idea about crypto, and you're not even going to notice the price changing because probably a lot of these people are going to be buying and selling using fiat currencies because they're going to be people that don't know about Bitcoin. They're not going to be buying Bitcoin at Coinbase and trading it at MintPal. These are going to be people that are going to be learning about crypto for the first time, saying, "Oh, maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll put $10 in, see what I can do with it." And they're going to find, wow, it was really easy to send that $10 to my sister, in Venezuela or something. And that's really what is going to change the whole economy of VeriCoin.
Yeah. Actually, going back to also what you guys are saying was communities. Like we all want to take cryptocurrencies seriously. We all want to bring it out there to the world for everyone to take seriously. So having just a community fight another community is kind of having the opposite effect. It actually deters some people away. So seeing as we're all representatives of digital currencies, we kind of it's just kind of sorry, I just keep losing my train of thought for some reason.
It's really early for you, right?
Yeah, actually it's really early. It's 6 in the morning now, so I haven't had my coffee yet. But yeah, it's that all communities pretty much just have to work together and try to get it out into the world and show everyone that look, we're all serious. We're all here for the betterment of societies in a sense. And going back to what you said with sending coins to your sister in Venezuela or something. Well, I'm in Cambodia, and the best way to send money to me is either by Black Coin or by Western Union. And I'm telling you, I don't like it when people send me money by Western Union.
How easy is it to cash out to Cambodian currency there?
Quite easy actually. There's some expats here from the U.S. that deal with bitcoins and whatnot. So essentially, I get someone to send me just it into Bitcoin that I traded with one of the guys locally here. So it's a lot better. I got pretty much no fees. Whereas if I had it sent through Western Union, it cost me about $40, $50 just in fees, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So as for myself, I am a firm believer that it would actually make the world a better place financially. So.
Cool. Yeah, I totally agree. Something I was thinking about, and I haven't talked to any other developers about this, but this is something I think would be a cool project for someone to do, or we could lead it potentially if people are interested. But I think I was able to purchase a crypto ATM myself for not very much money, for a couple $1,000s. It took all my savings because I'm a poor graduate student, but it was cool enough that I did it. And I think we could raise enough money to purchase one crypto ATM for every developing country for not a terribly large amount of money. And we can try to find someone in each country that could help run it. and help keep it stocked with fiat currency, and they can earn 1% or something like that to host it. But really, there's never been a serious push to get the ability for countries all around the world to accept it, and that would make it really easy for people like Josh. If he had an ATM he could go to, you could get the black coin sent there, and he could press a button and get I don't know what the Cambodian currency is, but get whatever that is spit out for him, and then he could go and buy his food the next day. That would really be something that could help change the world, and it's something that Moolah works with every currency. Maybe it's something we don't need to hold to the VeriCoin community, but we can hold to any coin can participate. But basically, just get one ATM in every capital city of every country hooked up. That every country where cryptocurrency is legal, and get it hooked up so any one of us can go to another country on a visit, and we can cash out some of our money. You don't have to go to the currency exchanger, and really just start to change the world slowly in that way. Maybe Josh, do you have somewhere in Cambodia you could set up a Moolah ATM?
Yeah, actually a few places, but it really depends if the government will come and take it and beat it up. So,
Right.
but yeah, I know some places where people would be interested in it. So I think ourselves are also on Moolah as well. But yeah, that is actually options that we're working into right now, because there's a bit of a humble Bitcoin community here, just some all expats and some locals and whatnot, and we're trying to make it bigger here, and that is actually stuff that we are looking into to bring Bitcoin, Blackcoin, even VeriCoin into Cambodia.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are working that with me, I would be happy to talk to you about that, because I would love to get ATM in Cambodia.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be cool. You don't have to worry about exchanging for Bitcoin and then finally, out to whatever you can spend on the streets.
Yeah, actually, interesting note. You use two currencies. You use U.S. dollars for everything from $1 to $100, and then the smaller derivatives like 10 cents, 5 cents, 25 cents, and whatnot. So is pretty much just their own local currency. They got really nothing above $1.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Cool. Yeah, that would be something I would really be on board getting ATMs out to some countries. Assuming there's a place where you can put it where it won't get broken, I guess, because you can lock them down pretty well. So I'm not too worried about that. Anyway, I don't know if does anyone else have anything to say?
I know some people were asking about BlackBerry support for the mobile wallet. Is that going to be possible?
Yeah, we already talked about that. I don't know. We'll see.
I thought so, but
if there's enough people, I know the latest version of BlackBerry supports the APK format in Android, so we might be able to cross compile pretty easily. But that's something we'll have to look into. We were thinking about it at first, and then we asked some people, and it turned out no one that we asked used BlackBerry. So maybe we have some bad sample. But if you look at all the data, BlackBerry is really going down.
Yeah, and I'll just add one comment along the lines of what we've been saying. One of the key points is for the investors, short-term or long-term investors to consider, is that we have right now at our current price per VeriCoin, just a few thousand wallets. So if we were able to log that number by expanding beyond crypto, we could have small investors, and the value of VeriCoin would be a totally different level. And I think ultimately, if you believe in a valuable digital currency and you believe in decentralization, that's the way to go. Because having a decentralized technology, yet having a centralized financial structure behind it, it defeats the purpose. And I think many coins are working on this, including Blackcoin. And I think that ultimately that's the path forward. We need to extend decentralization to the marketplace in the sense that we have many users, and they could be very small investors. It doesn't really matter.
But we could be in a completely different price category, which would be good for investors. Have more decentralization in the marketplace, have better staking, which is a more stable and secure network. People could earn more interest, and it could be a feedback loop of very, no pun intended, positive growth for VeriCoin.
Yep. Well, I think we pretty much covered everything I want to talk to you. You want to say anything, Dave? No? Dave's a quiet guy today. Oh, Doug just disappeared because it's fun.
Happy to answer questions, but you guys covered everything important that needs to get out there.
Cool. Well, everyone congratulate Dave. He's a new homeowner, so.
Hey, all right.
That's why he was late. He had a
late.
meeting to go to.
I was doing a walkthrough of my house to see what needs to be repaired before I move in.
Anyway, it was fun. Sorry we don't have anything crazy to announce today, but we have some really cool stuff coming up. And if you want to test the Android wallet out, feel free to send me a message on Twitter or something, and we'll add you to our list of people that we're going to allow to test out early. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for coming, and a big thanks to Josh for coming here really early in the morning. As someone who isn't even a big, I don't know how big of a VeriCoin holder you are, but I know, it's good to have someone here from a coin that sees a little bit eye to eye. Another coin with good development. And I just want to say, the stuff Blackcoin's come out with lately has been really cool. The smart contracts are really awesome.
Yeah, it's your show right now, so I don't want to talk too much about it. But anyone who wants to research on Blackcoin.
Oh, now we lost Josh.
I guess when you talk about Blackcoin, you can't speak anymore or something.
Yeah, they were shutting him down before the announcement came out, huh? Okay, he's back. Hey, Josh. All right, we got you back now.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, sorry, my net is a bit dodgy here. Cambodia, But yeah, we got some cool things coming out. But like I said, I don't want to talk about it. Right? I don't think it's appropriate on your channel. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks. Anyway, if you guys want to check it out, go look up Black Halo. It's a pretty neat thing Blackcoin came out with. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us, guys, and we'll do this again soon.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, hey, Pat.